getting back to the whole atheism versus theism argument, right? So, I'm not convinced that God exists because A, he had plenty of opportunity to provide evidence for me, right? None exists. None. Nothing. It's just pathetic. In fact, the kind of evidence that I hear from his messengers, his like defenders, right? So yeah, and indeed also I can offer evidence against him.
Question. So now I have a camera. I build fire trucks, and I've installed cameras on the fire trucks. Okay, if I take one of them cameras home and I cut the end off of it and splice a USB cable onto it, okay, how many times do I have to plug it into my computer before it'll magically create the information to get that camera to work?
Well, it depends on. Wait.
It'll never work. That information will never create itself. Now, so you believe that the eyeball, the computer, the camera, the computer, all the connecting hardware and everything created itself, and the software that you need to get it out, just created itself. So not at one time, nowhere in history have we ever seen information create itself. We've taken.
Oh, it's really simple.
Every 8 hours. Hold on, I'm not done. We've taken fruit flies that breed every 8 hours and put them into different conditions, and we've never seen a beneficial mutation. We've only seen.
That's not true at all. We've done this.
It is. Bacteria. It is true.
Bacteria.
Beneficial.
Quit interrupting me,
beneficial
please.
Mutations. Can you name a beneficial mutation?
Okay, but it takes faith.
There was an experiment I heard. Wait, never mind this. No, I don't. Okay, look. So
okay,
you're attacking evolution right now. You're saying, oh, basically, how can such a complex being as human?
No, I'm disproving evolution right now.
You're not the exception.
Really disproving. Yes,
you're not at all. But
well, then you're
get your Nobel Prize. Get your Nobel Prize. Get your Nobel Prize.
Spartacus,
give me a sec. What did he say, sir?
About what he was saying about the camera creating information. Unless that's a strawman.
That's what, yeah, and we can have. Okay, information is like this buzzword, right? Especially around creation circles. Like, look, no voltage and 5 volts. That's information, right? That's 1 in binary, right? And then imagine a signal of what is it? 5 volts. 5 volts in an interval, right? That's 1, 1, 1. And imagine I program, right? I have a device that then shows that 1, 1, 1 is 3, right? Because I'm adding all of the positives, right? Now, that's information, right, Alex? Like 5 volts, 5 volts and 5 volts. That's information, right? Now, we can see information happen as well in like the genome and how our bodies are sort of created. Yeah, that would be expected on evolution.
Wait, so but you talked about programming. There's no programming with evolution.
But can you tell me in basic terms?
No, there is. It's just that.
Oh, there is. Is it a programmer?
No.
Is it a programmer, or is it just a chance?
No, it's not chance. It is. There's no programmer. It's not chance. It is adaptation.
No. We're talking about the origin. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the origin. How did information? Well, even if we're not, I guess. But you're talking about cycles of chance, and every good mutation happens in it's like 1 in every billion mutations. something like that. That's what the statistics
So what?
say.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Hey, one in every billion mutations. It would be more than the Earth would be older than 4.1 million years old.
What the fuck does that? Nothing to know. You can have 1 trillion times that mutations in the real, in like the natural world of like organisms, RNA, right? And it just needs to be once, just once, right? There is a beneficial selected mutation, and that will convey itself.
Just one?
Yeah.
Just one beneficial. So, okay, so would you say that growing legs if you are on the land is beneficial? It's a beneficial mutation.
No, but having like something that can function like legs on a surface.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Gives you a huge advantage, right?
Yeah.
Compared to like all the other organisms that are only in the water, right? Because now you can use like your fins, like the mudfish.
Okay.
You can use them as
kind of beneficial. Would you say that's a beneficial mutation?
Well, if it helps survival, then yes.
Okay, so why did you say that there was only one beneficial mutation necessary, and after that, everything just like falls into place magically over 4.1 billion years?
No. I'm just saying that just because it's random, just because you have randomly selected possible, right? The randomness is before the selection part there, right? You have randomly selected mutations which can create positive outcomes in terms of survival, right? For the organism, right? And it's usually not just one. In fact, I don't know when it is just one. Actually, I was just like throwing this out, but it would be even the case if it was one. Usually, it's a population. It's a whole population of beings that have like a positive mutation, right? It's a part of a population of the origin population, right? And like for example, they figure out and they like have strengthened their dorsal fins, right, to be able to hold them up and like make them jump or something or crawl on the surface of the earth. Well, that brings a huge advantage because now you're like isolated from all the predators, right, in the water, and you have access to all of this yummy plant things which you can eat, right?
Yeah.
For example,
which also beneficially mutated to the plants also beneficially mutated to become those fish. But anyways, so basically,
no.
No,
that came later.
What do you mean no?
That came later as a symbiosis is like a
later. The fish for the plants.
No, I thought you said that the plants form themselves to produce fruits for.
No. I was saying that originally, so fish came from a living organism such as a plant. So basically, those plants beneficially mutated to become fish, and now the fish are eating those plants which had beneficially mutated to become fish.
Hey, it's kind of, yeah. I do think.
Can I come in?
Well, we have to go to the bathroom, but yeah, you can go ahead. I'll back in a minute. So.
I'll wait till you get back.
No, you can talk, man. Talk to the other guy. For a second. I'll be back in a few minutes.
You? We're talking to you. We're having a discussion with you. We're talking to him. He agrees.
Okay, sure. I'll make it quick. Sure.
Dude, that's not his argument right now. You can't build another argument today. You can't build another argument
One other thing that's interesting, I believe that the Hallel calendar, the Jewish calendar, and the Zadok calendar, the one that I use, I believe that the High Holy Days are on the same days this year. If I'm not mistaken, I have to find my calendar. To look for sure. But yeah, let me look real quick.
Out of this world non-material. Now you, on the other hand, you can only appeal to the material world. And it makes much more faith to believe that there was a material that was there, but it wasn't there. We don't even know where this material but non-material thing was from. It doesn't have a mind. And then over trillions of years...
Nope, it's one day off. It's one day off. The Day of Atonement is on October 2nd, and on my calendar, it's on October 3rd. So, but they're close. But never mind.
Yeah, so also, Spartacus, also... Go ahead, sorry.
I'm back.
Okay. So the thing about evolution that they don't ever talk about is that, according to the Big Bang model, the only element that was produced at the Big Bang was hydrogen. And that every other element on the periodic table had to evolve from hydrogen. So not only do you have the species evolution, but you have elemental evolution too. And nobody ever talks about that because that is just ridiculous to think that hydrogen can just grow into, what is it, 146? I'm probably wrong on that, but hydrogen evolved to form the periodic table. That's what evolution is.
It's really... Well, that part is actually quite simple, and many documentaries show this quite accurately, depicting scientific findings on this. Is that like the heavier elements came from suns, right? The suns eventually become, what is it? Well, there's an explosion, right? Supernova. Yeah, that's right. And that's when the sun exhausts all the hydrogen, and then there's another element it will create when it becomes a red giant, and then it exhausts that element, right? And that is another element, right? So it's constantly creating heavy elements, and then it explodes into a supernova, which creates like the super heavy elements, right? And we have evidence of this. Like, this is not really controversial, right? That's actually the simpler way of explaining. Yeah, it's actually
fairy tales and made up stories.
No, this is well documented. This is well documented.
You can't document something that you were never there to witness. What are you talking about?
Oh no, because we can see stars right now in different stages.
Yeah, and I can see the carpet. Who cares?
We can see different stars in different stages of this sort of cycle.
That's kind of debatable, but Spartacus,
really?
Can you, yeah, because I'm a flat earther, so I don't believe the stars are what they say they are. So, but basically, would you say that we have, in labs, replicated any of this? Like, isolated and replicated this?
Oh, fusion? Yes, we have literally created...
No, I'm not talking about fusion.
Gold. We have made gold out of, like, iron.
No, we have not. That was a hypothetical.
Yes, we did. No.
That was a hypothetical thought experiment.
That was actually done. We had like a bunch of... Yes, the Discovery Channel did a documentary. So this was... this is really, 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 really tiny. Right? But we can see that it happened. So we like focused a bunch of like very powerful lasers. Like just fucking lasers that can, that fucking the Empire in Star Wars would use, right? No, I'm kidding. I focused it on one point and created basically fusion, or fission, I forget which one. There's like a video that shows this, where literally you can see like iron or something there, and then it just like morphs into, through the heat and pressure into gold. You can actually see it. This is like, I can show this. What?
Iron.
I don't believe it.
Well, I can show this later if you want, no problem. But hey, I have here a argument against God that I did want to test here.
Okay. Before you bring your argument against God, I just want to clarify something. Do you consider your stance to be a faith?
No, sir, is it again, sir? There's like some.
You can, go ahead. That's fine. Do you consider your stance to be based on faith?
Let's see your hot micing.
Oh, so let's see who has miking, yeah. Oh no, I don't think it's like it takes less faith to be
Okay,
an atheist.
but it takes faith.
Less so than what it takes to be a theist.
Okay, so can you tell me first of all how life originated, or how anything originated, how material matter came about?
Oh, bro, wait! You just like you asking a dude on Discord to explain like the fucking most complex, fundamental fucking.
Well, wait.
I have some idea, of course, with Alex, right? But I'm not a scientist. Why are you asking me that? And why does it matter?
Because
if I know,
this is your stance. You need to know how you believe.
But no, I don't have to know it. I don't have to be like a rocket scientist. I don't have to be
I'm not saying
nuclear engineer, right? But the thing is, it would require me to be that, right? I mean, unless you're just going to be satisfied with what like Neil deGrasse Tyson did in like the Cosmos. Well, if that's the case, then just like watch the Cosmos.
Okay, so
first of all, if that's what you're saying.
First of all, Spartacus.
Or you could just open your eyes and accept the obvious.
Maybe we could get back to the child sacrifices.
Okay, so Spartacus, first of all, if that's the case, then I can just say, well, there are scholars out there and theologists out there who do know, first of all, like they know enough about God to know that He exists. I don't know it all, but they know.
Oh, no.
So can you explain to me in basic terms, like how life came about and how matter came about, how material came about?
Okay, look again. Okay, I can try to like. Wait. Okay, so let's say I do not remember. Neil deGrasse Tyson's explanation. Why would that matter?
Basic terms. Like, did it
come
about?
Say I don't know.
There was this.
Okay, let's say I don't know.
Polka dot dragon that was there, but it was not there.
Let's say
what happened?
Let's say sure. Let's say that I do not know all the specifics. I can give you the broad strokes.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, sure. Big Bang happened. We don't know why. We don't know what was before that. You have then what do you call it? Celestial evolution, I guess you can call it. Chemical evolution, right, which give birth to heavier elements over a period of billions of years.
Okay, well, I'm asking
forming galaxies, forming planets.
I rephrase the question. Because my question was,
you asked me
matter. Yeah, you're misunderstanding my question. My question was, in basic terms, you don't have to go into all these details like scientific terms and everything, but how did matter come about? Was it through a Big Bang? Was it through
matter?
No. Yeah.
Matter itself. What do you mean matter?
Material.
So basically, what caused the Big Bang? You're asking.
Sure.
We don't know.
And what was the Big Bang?
Oh, an expansion of the space.
Expansion of what? Of what?
The space we live in.
So space is a material?
No.
So it's nothing. It's nothing.
Well, it's... Well...
Is it a material or nothing? It can only be one.
It's, well, there's something there. There's, like, a little bit of, like... You know.
Okay, so where did that come from, dude?
Oh, we don't know.
Okay, so that's a faith-based stance. That's complete faith. That's actually more faith. That's more faith than believing that there's a divine being, and the reason he's...
What? That's up there.
Really? Really? Wait, how is this more...
Oh, yes, it is, because your world is completely
Excuse me, we have the evidence for the Big Bang. We have the evidence for the Big Bang.
Dude, you don't know how it started. I'm saying, look, I can appeal to a divine being that I know nothing about. A divine being. All you can appeal to is a materialistic world. That's all you can appeal to. I can appeal to a divine being.
The materialistic world is the least. Wait, Alex, wait. You feel? The materialistic world requires less assumptions, less less faith.
When it comes to the origin of matter,
no. With origin, okay, sure. Let's talk about the origin of matter. Okay, cool. Right. So okay, sure. My belief is that we either don't know. Or I can play the devil's advocate here a little bit. Hello. Or I can say, okay, it was a supernatural force that had a nature, the power to create this at some point. But it doesn't have a mind. Right? You're claiming that there is a supernatural force, which is a mind, which just willed it at its own discretion. Now, that requires more... Yeah, see? That requires more assumptions, right? My theory... Yes, it does. My theory does not require a mind. My theory does not require a mind.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That's the thing, though. Yours is completely different.
Yeah, so you're saying that you don't have intelligent design behind your Spartacus.
There's no intention. I don't see any need to...
So there's hundreds of examples of intelligent design everywhere you look. Every single direction.
Let me explain something real quick.
Well, who intelligently designed... Oh, shit.
Let me explain something real quick.
A desert.
All I need is
intelligent design.
Dude.
What you laugh. Wait, Alex, let me shit on him real quick. Hey, a desert can have hundreds and hundreds of years, 140-degree weather without stopping, right? And then all of a sudden, without nothing, all of a sudden appears an oasis and bugs form. And then animals come through.
Wait, are you that guy who was making this argument like 2 weeks ago that we can just look at the desert and as soon as it like rains, we'll like just see?
That's not sequitur. That's the red herring.
Well, that is his argument, literally.
There's many examples.
That is the guy on your side. That is the guy on your side.
Dude, that's not his argument right now.
That is his argument. And he said, "Oh, you let me dunk on this fucking atheist." Yeah, let me tell him that.
Dude, you can't appeal to another argument that he made.
It's not. You have no fucking idea what that shit.
Everything you said is faith-based. That's why you said, I believe this, I believe.
There's a degree of assumptions to any worldview. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shit.
So it's Spartacus. Listen up, Spartacus. So basically, all I have is a divine mind, and he snaps his fingers and everything's in existence because he is divine. He's something that's out of this world, non-material. Now you, on the other hand, you can only appeal to the material world, and it takes much more faith to believe that there was a material that was there, but it wasn't there. We don't even know where this material but non-material thing was from. It doesn't have a mind. And then over trillions of years, it formed into us. So like that's all you have to appeal to. That requires much more faith than believing that there's a divine being.
So this is the typical.
Eric Gambler wouldn't take those odds.
Hold on a sec. This is the typical blinders that.
Yeah. So also Spartacus.
Hello. Also, wait. I was not. Wait.
Go ahead,
you finished. Yeah, I was disconnected randomly. Alright, so this is the kind of blinders that theists often have. They think that, God doing something is just that. It's just that one thing, right? That is the variable, right? The only variable there. But no, when you postulate God doing this only thing, you're also asserting, guess what? An infinite fucking being which somehow exists, right? An infinite mind which exists across all of the possible universes, right? And is never wrong and is always loving, right? You're postulating. Wait, no, Alex, wait. Well, you're postulating all of those things, and definitely, as you can see, I hope, right, it is far more complex and far more begging the question, right, requiring more explanation, actually, than like a materialist saying, yeah, I don't know where the material came from, right, exactly, or I can just say, okay, sure, a supernatural phenomena creates the material. Right, but wait. But it does not require a mind. I don't see any evidence of mind.
Let me respond.
Did you hear what I said, though?
So yes, I did hear what you said. So you say all that, but the thing is, you're saying that there is an infinite material. You're also saying that this infinite material. No, because it was there from the beginning of time, before time. You don't even know when, and it will be existing forever. Like
I said supernatural. The supernatural.
Sure. But let me respond. So you're also saying, there's this complex mind that will be infinite forever. Supreme being, like, sure. But the thing is, you're saying that this material, that's not material, but it is material, created complex minds without a mind of its own. Okay. That's just as complex. It requires just as much faith.
No.
Yes.
The only necessary thing there is to cause the universe as it is, right?
No. Because that is life after that, and you need.
Well, that comes from the laws of nature.
From just simply space, which is nothing, collapsing in of itself and expanding, and then creating a supernova explosion creating complex biological minds.
In my worldview, the only thing necessary there is what creates the Big Bang, right? And after that, we have that's actually a well-evidenced model of astronomy, right? Evolution, right, etc., right? So all I have to postulate is that something created that. And I'm even willing to say that it's something supernatural, right? Something we don't understand. Something just poof, made it happen, right? But
you don't have your links connected.
Wait, just a second.
Well,
but I don't grant
everything's figured out.
But I don't grant it's a mind.
Well, why would you grant it's a mind if you think there's this material that's not material? But it's material. Yeah, sure, it's not necessary, but you're saying it's impossible for it to be. It's just as possible as your thing. It's just as possible.
At this point, no. What, just as possible?
It's actually likely.
No. Let's say these are both possibilities, but one only requires that it's a supernatural phenomena that had the nature in it to manifest the universe as we see it now. In your worldview, it's a supernatural phenomena, which is a whole fucking thinking mind, which existed forever, which has like opinions, right? Which has like attitudes, right, and moods.
Yeah. So let me say something. What if my belief is that there was the same thing happened. That nothing collapsed in on itself, expanded, exploded, created life, and that life it eventually created life, and that life was the divine being which created us. There, I believe in God. I have the same worldview as you.
I'm getting confused.
You believe that's
That was
possible?
different. Well, I didn't hear the whole thing. Can you say that again, sorry?
So, just a second.
Oh, you're fine. Your audio is fine, but
Okay, so basically, I'm saying, just like you believe that we came, that matter came from nothing collapsing in on itself.
Whoa, I didn't say that. That's a straw man.
Okay, sure, whatever it is, but whatever your belief is, material came from basically nothing.
That's
So
not,
what if?
That's not my position. No.
Okay, so but you believe material came from either something, which had to come from
Yes.
nothing, right?
No, it just exists.
Or something was always there. Something was always there.
Yeah, the supernatural phenomena that is always there, that causes universes to exist, and then destroys causes them to not exist, but it doesn't have a
Okay,
mind.
what created that? What created that?
Nothing. That's the ultimate. No, that's the ultimate.
So what? So just
There's
always
no
there.
logic
What if
behind
I
that.
say? What if I say there was a material or whatever, something that was always there, and it created God, which is a life form, just like it created our life form.
You couldn't. Wait. You cannot hold this position as a theist.
Why?
To say
Why?
that there was the material first, then the material created God, right? Is that what you said? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So,
Your God was.
Can I believe that? Can I believe?
I'd be sure.
Can I believe that?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now, what if I just take it a step further and say that this material had a small mind, a very minute, non-complicated mind? Would that be fine?
Sure. Wait.
Okay, so why can't
Actually, wait. Sorry. That the material had a small mind. What does that mean?
Let me finish. Just like,
Sure.
just like a small form of life or a bacteria. So the thing is, if this small uncomplicated material can exist for all time, nothing created it. Why can't a divine being be there for all time with a complicated mind? Why not?
Of course, no. I'm not saying God cannot exist.
Okay, so then what are we even arguing here? It's faith. Both ways is faith. So why are you thinking yours is more justified than mine?
Because my assumptions of the creation.
You appeal to evolution. You appeal to evolution, but I can appeal to a God that uses evolution.
Before that, no, I appeal to the Big Bang and stuff, right? But the difference is that mine requires less assumptions.
How does it require less assumptions? It's the same assumptions.
No, because mine comes from non-matter, right? I grant you the supernatural there.
What?
Wait. So non-matter, non-time, timeless, right? Not within time, right?
Okay.
And sufficient power, right? Ability to cause the universe that we exist in, right? Those are three things I have to grant you. Except the fourth one, right? You want the fourth one, which is mind. That it's a mind.
What is the problem if there is a material that exists through all time? Why can there not be a mind that exists through all time? How is that assuming?
Well, it can be, but I do not.
That assuming more, and just because it's less,
because
likely,
it is more.
Is it less likely for the world to come about through evolution than through being created? Is it less likely?
It's less likely to be created.
It's less likely. So that's a more assumptions. Just because it's less likely doesn't mean it didn't happen. So you feel all justified because mine is more likely to happen by just one assumption, which isn't. It's not even a greater assumption, dude. Assuming a mind as opposed to assuming material is not any more of an assumption. I don't think you can explain how it is.
Us evolving from monkeys is more of an assumption. That's more of an assumption.
No.
That's much more.
We have evidence We have evidence in the record. Fuck the fossil record. Yeah, no, we do come from.
Yeah, so you looked into it.
No, actually, we share, both monkeys and apes share a common ancestor. There we go.
No, they share DNA, dude. They share the genetic code.
Yes. Why is that, I wonder? And also, we have. Whoa. But, okay, look, I'm kind of tired. I know I'm kind of tired. And, no, it's been a good talk. I'm gonna retire for a while. I'm gonna see what's happening.
Okay, yeah. Let me just say something real quick. Do you know that God literally could have looked at? Okay, he left. I was going to say that God could have literally looked ahead into the future at what an evolutionistic world that evolved through evolution. He could have looked at what that would be like and literally just created the world like that. It's not like, dude, seriously. Basically, it's a faith-based religion. It's a religion on their part too. Faith-based. I'll probably be heading out too, though. So, see you around the multiverse.